Hi guys, a bit of a lower quality video today, so I hope you don't mind because I'm shooting this on my phone. But I really wanted to talk with you about abundance, and I just felt so inspired that I just had to, get my thoughts out basically. And today I want to be talking to you about abundance and how to get more into an abundance mindset because I know like a lot of people out there, want to attract more money into their lives, basically want to have more wealth in their life and things like that. So I wanted to discuss with you how you can feel more abundant because if you are into the law of attraction and things like that, then the main kind of like saying in the law of attraction is what you think about you bring about. So a lot of people think about wealth, they think about the end result, they think about, let's say for example, someone who wants to be a millionaire, they think about their millions even though at this current time they don't have that amount of money in their bank account, or they're not getting that kind of income to be considered a millionaire and things like that. And I want to discuss with you why I think sometimes thinking about the end result can sometimes bring on a bit more bad than good, and it can actually do you a lot more harm than good. And obviously, I use the term harm very loosely there. Obviously, it's not going to actually harm you, but it can block you from actually attracting those things into your life. So let's get quickly into it. So, you can start feeling more abundant. Because obviously, abundance, if you're thinking abundant, if you're feeling abundant, you're going to create more abundance in your life and you're going to have a better relationship towards money. Because if you're desperate for money, if you're desperate to become a millionaire, if you need money now, you need it instantly, it can feel really stressful. And obviously, if you're feeling stressful, the law of attraction is just going to create more things for you to be stressful about, or at least you're just going to be creating more stressful thoughts. Because what happens is, it's kind of like a whirlpool. I think Abraham Hicks and Esther Hicks talks about like the vortex and things like that. And I think this is kind of similar to what she and what Abraham talks about. But basically, if you've got this one stressful thought about money, that usually brings on other stressful thoughts about money, and you kind of like you could spend the whole morning, just in that kind of loop. And I had that kind of this morning. I was watching some kind of like political videos on YouTube, and I was watching a lot of videos about things that I didn't agree with. And I found myself getting really angry, and I was watching video after video after video, and I just, got myself into that spiral of just like a downward loop. And the thing is that obviously that kind of put me in a bad mood then, and I didn't feel that great. So then I had to, start thinking about other things that made me feel good. So basically, if you want to, really get into feeling more abundant, just start thinking about abundance, and then that'll bring on more thoughts about abundance, and then that will then attract more abundance into your life. But the thing is that we just want these things instantly, right? And sometimes things don't come instantly. But what you can create instantly is the feeling of abundance now. So what can happen though is when people are thinking about, oh, I want to earn 1 million by the 31st of December 2021, right? People are thinking that kind of thing. And obviously the weeks are getting by, so you might be getting more stressed about it because obviously that's happening very soon. Like there's only a couple more weeks left of December, so you might be getting really, really stressed out. But if you're feeling really stressed out and you're thinking, oh my god, the year's coming to an end, I didn't meet all my goals, I didn't meet my financial goal, I'm trying to manifest money, but it's not coming quick enough. That's bringing in more thoughts and stuff like that. That's bringing in more things like that. That's what the law of attraction will do. So, you got to stop thinking now about the end result, because obviously sometimes it's good to think about the end result because then you can reverse engineer, because you think, okay, this is my end result. I want to earn this amount of money by the end of the year. Okay, so that's your end result. And then you can kind of think like, what are the steps I can get to that point? So you're kind of reverse engineering it. So you're thinking, okay, well, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, I need to do that, and keep on doing that until I get to that point. So that's kind of like how that sort of works and how the end result works. But the thing is that if you're only thinking about the end result, you can get stressed. So you need to be thinking now, right now within yourself, you need to be thinking more abundant kind of thoughts. And it can be very difficult to do that when you are feeling so stressed out about money and things like that. So the best thing to do is to feel a little bit better about abundance in general. So the way that you do that is, okay, so how do you feel about earning 1 million within the next couple of weeks? And you probably think about that. And if you're like most people and you don't earn that kind of income, then you're thinking, yeah, I feel pretty bad about that. I feel pretty stressed out about that. I feel like it's not believable because there is only a couple of weeks left, or whenever your deadline was to earn that kind of certain amount of money. So you then have to ask yourself, well, what is in abundance? Like, if that goal is stressing me out, but what doesn't stress me out? Can I think of money in a way that doesn't stress me out? Can I think of abundance in a way that doesn't stress me out? So one of the practices that I do, and this is something that I started to do when I got into Eckhart Tolle, started reading The Power of Now, and there's another kind of short book called Practicing the Power of Now, which I often go back to. And it's just becoming just very aware of your surroundings and looking for the abundance in other areas first. So right now you might be feeling really stressed out about financial abundance, which, a lot of people do stress out about. And then of course they keep on stressing about their finances, and their finances don't change, or the change is very slow. And it's all because they're just thinking stressful things. And when you're in a stressful state, you can't think of new ideas to make money because you're too busy being stressed. You need time to just relax and chill, right? And just think about abundance in a different way. So one of these ways you can do it is, well, if you just go outside and if you've got a garden, just sit near your grass and just look at all the blades of grass and think, wow, there's an abundance of grass. That's a fact. You can look at all the grass in the world. You can look at the grass just on a small patch of grass and think, wow, there's a lot of blades of grass there. And that can make you feel a bit better. So if you look for abundance in these kind of little other ways, so you can feel better about abundance in general, right? Instead of being so stressed out about the big money goal that you made that you may have missed the mark on, and you may be feeling pretty bad about because you're desperate for money. And if you are desperate for money, I completely 100% understand your point of view. I'm also someone that stresses a lot about money, which is why I've sought out this kind of information. But another thing you can do is, if that doesn't feel right to you, if you don't feel very abundant when it comes to blades of grass, think of other things. Like if you, live in a high-rise apartment, then you might, in a busy area, you might be able to see the abundance of people that are around you. This is something that I like to do when I go to the London Eye in the UK. Because you can see up very high, and there's usually loads of tourists about, and you can see everybody. And you can think, oh, there's an abundance of people. There's abundance of water. If you think about the ocean, so there's an abundance of it. If you sit on a beach, if you live near a beach, look at all the grains of sand. There's an abundance of sand, right? And we especially know that when we get a load of it in our shoes, we kind of want to get rid of it. But, you can understand, you can look at abundance in a different way. So you can start feeling better about it and less stressed. Because if you're stressed about it, then you're not going to, like I said, you're not going to get those creative ideas. Whereas if you just sit in a place where you can find abundance of something and start feeling better about that. So it's well, yeah, at this current time, I don't have the abundance of money that I am desiring, that I'm wanting. But there is an abundance of sky, there's an abundance of leaves on trees, there's an abundance of trees, there's an abundance of blades of grass, there's an abundance of sunshine, even though sometimes it's behind the clouds. The sun is always there. There's an abundance of clouds. There's an abundance of rain. If you look outside and it's raining, just look at all the raindrops. There's an abundance of it. So when you start feeling better about that, then you can start feeling and thinking about money, more ways to make money, and things like that. Just put yourself in a better mood, because if you're stressed, you're not going to come up with the ideas. Infinite intelligence isn't going to pop those ideas into your head. In fact, it's going to do what the law of attraction does, and it's just going to put more stressful thoughts in your head, right? So this is so important about abundance, especially if you are struggling and you do find yourself really, really stressed about money. You need to change your relationship to abundance and money in general, and think of other things that you can, be abundant for. And it may be the case that you look in your bank account and there may not be that much money in there, but you got to think and look at it in a different way and think, well, from my point of view, this is not a good amount of money. I need more. From my point of view, there's not much here. But if someone else in the world, there might be someone else in the world, in fact, there probably is someone else in the world, if they had this amount in their bank account, they'd be so happy. They'd be overjoyed. They'd be like, yes, I can feed my family for a day, or I can feed my family for a week. Obviously, it depends on how much you've got in there, right? And it depends on where they live. But, so it's kind of like one of those things where, it may seem bad for you, but for someone else, that would be like a life-saving thing. Right, so you got to kind of think about it in a different way and kind of have a different perspective on it and think, wow, I'm so lucky because I know there's some people out there, in fact, probably loads of people out there who have this, who would love to have this exact amount in their bank account. And I'm so grateful that I have this, even though I would like more. There's there are some people out there that don't even have this, right? So you got to change that kind of relationship. You got to feel a little bit better about it and less stressed, and start trusting and looking for the abundance in life, looking for the abundance of, like, for example, for me, right? I have an abundance of like books. Like, I have a lot of books that I can read, that I can go to for advice. And if you've got a smartphone, then all you need to do is click on Google and press how to on some topic that you need to find out about, and you'll find a result instantly. You know, there's an abundance of information. You know, and we are in this age where we can get any kind of information at our fingertips and any piece of advice at our fingertips. There's an abundance of YouTube videos on abundance, probably. You know, there's an abundance of videos on the law of attraction. There's an abundance of videos on channels and things about money and stuff like that. In fact, one of my favorites that I'm watching recently is the Money Mum, and I'll put her link in the description of this video, so you can find out more ways how to, you know, save those pennies so you can get more abundance in your life. So it's amazing, really, that there is so much information out there that we can get that can help us, you know. And it's so easy to get jobs now. It's so easy to find more ways to make money. You can literally create a business on your phone. You know, these are all things that you can do. There's an abundance of ways to get more money into your life. Even if you don't have the money, there are an abundance of ways that you can get the money. So you just need to start feeling better about abundance. And when you're in that mood and you feel better and you feel in a better mood about it and you feel good about it, you know, that's when you're going to get these new ideas that you may be seeking to help you find more money. Or it could be the case that you have a YouTube channel like mine. And when you are, and I can definitely feel this, when I'm feeling abundant, when I'm feeling more abundant, I get more creative ideas to make YouTube videos and things like that. This is something that I discovered when I was going through Tony Robbins' course on Get the Edge. And in Get the Edge, there's a hour to power kind of like motivational thing that you can listen to while you're exercising. And before you kind of get into the exercise part, Tony is kind of going through with you like how you're being grateful about certain things. And I got some of my best ideas from doing that when I was just walking around and exercising and listening to that hour of power on his Get the Edge course. So if you would like to know more about that, then let me know, and maybe I can point you in the right direction. But if you go to Tony Robbins' website, you should be able to find it on his shop page, I'm pretty sure. Although it does require a bit of capital to purchase it. But you might be able to find it somewhere on YouTube somewhere. Maybe someone's uploaded it. But anyway, that's why I want to talk about abundance. You know, start feeling better about abundance. And I know it's tricky because, you know, when you do look at what you've got in your bank account, you kind of feel a bit disheartened. You might, you know, it is a tricky situation, which is why a lot of people on the planet don't have much wealth. And obviously there's a lot more things that go into it as well. It's not just because they might be attracting it through their thoughts and things like that. There are obviously other outside circumstances that can happen. But, you know, a lot of stuff can happen to us, but it's what we do and how we react to those things that are really important. You can't allow yourself to become helpless, because if you allow yourself to become helpless, it's just not going to help, right? You need to get yourself into a place of power. Start changing your thoughts about it. Start taking action so you can start creating a better life for yourself if at this current time you are struggling with those pennies. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this has helped you feel a little bit better about abundance. You know, look for those, if you are struggling with that kind of thing, then look for other things to feel abundant about, because sometimes having a big financial goal can stress us out, you know, when, you know, we don't, you know, I guess you could say when we don't have a great relationship with money to begin with and it's stressing us out. You know, if it's stressing you out, then you need to think a bit more about, you know, smaller things that you can feel more abundant about, like blades of grass, clouds in the sky, sand on the beach, you know, things like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.